Life is mostly made up of routines and patterns. Every day we act them out, and they're what make up the bulk of our lives. Many of us live according to a socially acceptable template, within the realm of safety, while living respectively and dreaming of ways to escape. I used to revolt against these routines. I saw them as the enemy of adventure and of living a spontaneous life. However, I've found that routines can be quite blissful. I've realized that everyday events and what we would commonly classify as normal is often extraordinary if you just take a closer look. I've discovered that even if you are not exactly where you'd like to be, that doesn't mean that life right now can't be beautiful or enjoyable. And the best part is, you don't have to do anything to make it beautiful. It already is beautiful. All you have to do is open your eyes, seeing things differently. We are constantly surrounded by miracles, but we do not recognize them because they come to us so gracefully and seamlessly. For example, have you ever thought about how many different processes have to be organized simply to create the experience you are having right now? Imagine if all of that was a conscious effort. Imagine if you had to think about breathing or think about listening to music. You don't. It just happens. Isn't that amazing? Now, multiply that by 1 trillion. Every breath, every movement, and every condition that's creating the possibility for you to be alive right now is a miracle. We often get inundated with our to-do lists or get caught up in the drama of things that aren't really important. Realizing that beauty exists in every moment is possible. It simply takes a way of seeking things a bit differently. Boredom due to routine is a creation of the mind. In reality, there are no ordinary or extraordinary moments. There is beauty everywhere. If you truly understand this, you can look at any ordinary object and find beauty in its existence. You can see a pile of rotten compost and realize that within that organic waste is the possibility of a garden of flowers. I found that there are a few easy shifts that need to take place in order to create a state of constant awareness of how amazing life is. Most of the time, we only catch a glimpse of how amazing things really are before we get sucked back into the monotony of our routines. We lose mindfulness. In order to make awareness of beauty a permanent fixture in your life, you need to practice being mindful and aware. I don't claim that practicing these principles is easy, but the benefits are worthwhile when we bring consciousness into our daily existence. Practice listening. One of the biggest blocks to recognizing all of life's extraordinary moments is that we often don't stop to listen. We are too busy talking to ourselves. If we are thinking all the time, we are living entirely in the world of symbols. We are living in a world of abstractions about reality, words that describe, label, and categorize things. This can be a wonderful tool for communication, but it can also be a curse when it gets out of control. If we are always thinking, we are never in a relationship with reality. In order to become intimate with life, we need to listen. Imagine that every time you interacted with someone, you were the only one talking. There will be no communication because you never give the other person a chance to speak. It works the same way when you are communicating with life. Instead of thinking all the time and getting lost in your own thoughts, slow down and just listen. Put your focus on listening. When you find that you are drifting away in your own thoughts, gently bring your focus back to listening. Practice non-judgment. Have you ever noticed that when you judge other people, it immediately puts you in a negative mode? Usually, the judgments we make are because other people aren't conforming to our version of the way we would live. Everyone's values are different, and that's what makes life interesting. While there are some justifiable judgments you can make, they're still, ultimately, not worth it. Compassion is a better vehicle for change than judgment. The next time you're about to make a judgment, try to practice compassion instead. Let your feeling of needing to judge be a reminder for you to practice compassion. That way, your negativity will be transferred into peace. Beauty is experienced through a state of peace, never through a state of condemnation. And yes, non-judgment also means to stop complaining. Open your heart. If you're like me and you're pretty left-brained, you might be thinking, okay, that's nice, but how exactly do I open my heart? Opening your heart is a matter of accepting yourself and life as it is. It's a matter of forgiving yourself and others. It's letting go of all your resistance to the flow of life and the flow of circumstances. If you want to take action to change something, that's fine, but it doesn't make any sense to resist what is already a reality. Surrender to this moment, accept things and people as they are, and your heart will begin to open.